22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Sure.
When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to say it.
Welcome. BlackWestchester.com presents People Before Politics Radio every Sunday 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com. Shout to the homeboys that just got off the air, Epic Team 6. Shout to Marcus Banks. Yo, word up. They has that Freestyle Sunday thing going on. They was doing their thing. I kind of crashed the last 20 minutes of their show. Got Damon K. Jones in the house as usual.
Yes.
We got Dr. Bob, a.k.a. Brooklyn Bob, a.k.a. Dr. Robert Baskerville from Brooklyn, a.k.a. No, go ahead. Your favorite professor's professor? No, go ahead.
What up, yo?
Yo, so quick, fast. So me and Brother D here, Damon just came from Columbia University School of Law, from the Broadway, Black Lives Matter, Broadway for Black Lives Matter, kind of like a luncheon, like a conversation. It seems like the actors, the Broadway, people involved in Broadway want to get involved in the movement, and they wanted to see how they could most be effective. So they had kind of like a gathering, a fact-finding mission, just getting together a bunch of people from Broadway, a bunch of people from the legal department and legal law students and stuff from Columbia and so forth and so forth. They had Damon come down and represent law enforcement, and they allowed me to run my mouth, so I did. As far as media was concerned, and we was chilling with Chicken George, who finally met Mr. Ben Vereen, man. Yo, word up, yo, cool dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Cool dude.
Good dude.
Yo, he was like, yo, well, I want to hear from the black law enforcement in here, because we don't get to hear what they be thinking. I want to hear that. Then Damon said something. He was like, hold up. Did y'all hear what he said? Did y'all hear what he said? I was like, yo, word up. Then we broke up in groups and they was in the same group. So, you know what I mean? So, I think tomorrow, now what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is
we're having a dinner.
Right.
Well, they're having a dinner.
Right.
And then we're going to have a forum, which I'm on the forum.
Right.
So it's going to be.
And I guess I will be there with the camera or something.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be exciting, just to deal with that and the ideas that's coming out from the Broadway artists, and and you have music, you have acting.
Yeah, one guy with me, he was like the guy that orchestrates the music and puts it all together and stuff.
Yeah, so for them to want to get involved and be part in educating the masses on what the issues are and changing the narrative, man, and that's what it's all about. And I think it's great that people are even receptive to understanding that we have to stop calling it police brutality and call it police criminality. Just one lady, but she enjoyed the exchange, because after we went back and forth, she said, There was a great conversation. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, great.
Yeah, yeah. My only problem with what she said, she was like, yes, and we have to be cautious in the criminalization of things and criminalizing things because the institution, jails are full with people because we criminalize things. No, we're talking about police criminality. Jails ain't full of no police. That's the problem. That's what the problem is. Ain't no police going to jail. So you know what I'm saying? We don't have a problem with that. But I didn't want to speak out of turn on that. But that was my only problem. That she was, and what she's saying as far as on the street, a lot of black men have been, incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? Some falsely because of the criminalization of certain things. That's true. But we were talking about police criminality. The jails are not full of police.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That should be in there. So I don't think that argument holds weight. That's the only thing I had to say about that.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. But see, but we always fall for the talking points on how some police departments are doing better. And I thought what the excuse that the whoever gave from the NYPD to her was garbage. The reason why we're not doing anything because we don't know who's going to be the next commissioner. You got to be kidding me.
You know what? In the military, my man's been in the military almost as long as you've been in corrections, and he was like, yo, you do your job. We was giving an example. Our pastor at the time was moving on, became bishop, and a lot of people were upset he was leaving and we was going to get a new pastor when I was in Georgia. He said, if you're in the military, you're used to this because you serve here and your commanding officer changed and you still have to serve. You know what I'm saying? He may have a different way of doing things, but you're used to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you at any given point, you might be in a different unit or something. You got another commanding officer. You know what I'm saying? So, not doing things a certain way now because a new commissioner might come in and then change the way things are done now. So that's why we're not doing anything. Is bullshit. So I'm just saying, that's point blank.
I don't think you have to wait for a new officer to come in and stop breaking the law and doing bodily harm and killing individuals.
Right, because the next commissioner is going to say, "Oh no, we can do that now." So yeah, that doesn't hold weight. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that everybody has different ways of doing things. I do understand that, but that's not an excuse for why you're not following the regulations and rules because the next commissioner might come in and change things. Unless he's coming in to say, it's okay to beat him upside the head and kill him today, there's not that much that's going to change.
Right. Hopefully the new commissioner will come up and insist that everyone adhere to the law.
That would be nice.
I mean,
he might be reaching on that one. So Bob, what would you up? What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm happy to say I finished up my last day of class on Thursday.
All right. There you go.
Enjoy a month off before celebrating my 49th birthday over the weekend.
That's what's up.
And that's it. Ready to.
So yeah, we had a couple of birthdays. Dee's birthday was the 27th, and Dr. Bob was the 29th, and a whole bunch of birthday stuff going on there.
Right.
Black Westchester was the 20th. It was just like a July birthday fest there or something. I don't know what that. From the lone February birthday dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. No, but so they made a couple. In the mix is always upgrading something, always tweaking. So up to this point, and you still can, you would go to the In the Mix radio page and you could watch on Facebook, and you could watch the show on Facebook Live. You can still do that, but in addition, you can go to my page, AJ Woodson, and you can now watch it live on my page too. So you can, if you can't find the In the Mix, because there's actually more than one In the Mix page. You know what I'm saying? Like if you spelled out the word radio, you're not going to find it. So now you don't have to look for that. It's on the page, on my page, and it will be there. When we sign on every day, it's going to pop up there. And we'll share it on the other pages as we always do. Thank you for all those that's tuning in on Facebook. Oh, my cousin Phyllis Cole Hollis. Shout out to her, New Rochelle. Sean Barrett, I believe I pronounced that right. Shout out to him. I don't see her yet, but shout out to Brenda L. Crump. Even if she's not listening right now, she's always listening, so she's always holding us down. Shout out to her. Shout out to anybody who can hear my voice. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all these 2 weeks. I just posted something today, so Bob liked it on Facebook. People be asking, it's 2-year anniversary. People ask like, yo, why you do this? Like, yo, you know, what drives y'all to do this? And to be real, yo, you know, like I said, like I wrote in the piece, I used to write for The Source and stuff. You know, I could be doing something. We could be doing something that was a little more financial rewarding. We could have like a straight entertainment-based publication that was just dealing with hip-hop and all the ratchetness on Love and Basketball and all that. And, yo, we would have 10 times the amount of hits and traffic and all of that. But you know what? We have enough of those. We don't have black news magazines. So, you know, it's so we you know, and like I say in the piece, yo, it's not exactly something that makes you the most popular dude on the block, especially when you're talking about certain people that's in power and they're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's not the type of thing that makes you a lot of friends or wins you a lot of popularity. But the bottom line is, yo, why do we do what we do? We do it for the people. And that's the article I posted up today. We do it for the people. Check that out on Black Westchester, my little editorial on why we do. Shout out to the rapper Common, who I used the lyrics. It was inspired by the lyrics of his song, The People. Word up.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's my joint.
Yeah, I know. Yo, yeah, because Dr. Bob, see, yo, Damon, so the other night, right, so we was over at his boy's crib, you know, and, you know, we listening to a whole bunch of hip-hop and stuff and everything. You know, Dr. Bob was there chilling and all that. And then we threw on some, like, Common and Talib Kweli and some group from the DMV. And, yo, Brooklyn Bob came out. He was all like, yo, we Brooklyn Bob again. I was like, yo, he was doing his thing. He enjoyed his I think you enjoyed it. You look like you appeared to have enjoyed yourself.
I did, definitely.
Shout out to the homeboy.
To the homeboy.
Yeah. I don't know if everybody want to know, you know.
Nah,
they find out Black Westchester be at his house and stuff, you know, on the regular. He might be having some problems on the job, so, you know who you are. Nah, I'm just saying.
Damn, that's fucked up.
To the little homie.
He got to stay in secret. you know, it's really sad.
Because, you know, people work for the city, and it's just like, yo.
When people work for a city and they got to stay in secret.
I don't even think he would want to stay. I don't think he would care. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, I'm just giving him the courtesy real quick before I talk to him. Because I know a lot of people, they come and give us love on the low, but even when Ernie was off, it's like, yo, they walk up, give you a pound, and keep it moving. Like, they not standing too long to talk to you. They get no picture with you. They be on the camera with you. But they come by, they walk out the way and give you your shout. You know one person I want to shout out, Larry Fair. I know they was giving him a problem at up there before. Hopefully everything is all worked out because I haven't heard from him.
Definitely shout out.
But yo, this is one brother. Even when City Hall was a hostile environment for me, let's just say, one person always walked through the crowd, came and found me, gave me a pound, said what's up, checked to see if I was okay, then kept it moving. But he always, he didn't care who the mayor was, or he did it during Mayor Davis. We switched over to Mayor Tom. He's still every day. He's the one consistent that has always spoke to me, and not just spoke to me, but checked in like, yo, you good? You know, how you doing? All that. And he always, went out his way, even when it wasn't the popular thing to do in City Hall. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it ain't got nothing to do with the job he do. He do his job. He come by and say what's up. So I got a lot of respect for him. You know what I mean? Because he don't care who. He always speak. If you real, he just you've been real with him, he be real with you. Other people, they might speak on one day, and then another day they might not speak, and depending on who you voted for and who they voted for, they're not speaking to you again in life, and got a lot of foolishness going on. And I'll say this again, and they get mad, but this is so, Mount Vernon politics is like the Bloods and the Crips. Reggie Lafayette and all of them get pissed when I say that. But, that's the mentality, like, of the supporters of the people. Like, so you go hard for your candidate, and this team goes hard for their candidate, and only one of them can win. Y'all don't keep the fight up like the Hatfields and the McCoys for the next 50 years, like yo, come on, there are people not speaking to people. There are people being threatened not to come to Black Westchester and certain councilman functions. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy. If I'm cool with you, I'm cool with you. You know what I'm saying? There was people that I was cool with that was rolling with Clinton, and people I was cool with that was rolling with Davis. Now, of course, there's conversations you don't have in front of them, and they were smart enough to know not to have certain conversations in front of me because I was Black Westchester too. So if there's something wrong, you don't tell me. But that had nothing to do with our relationship. We still cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't get that. Like how you, it's like I was watching this documentary in the Bloods and the Crips, and they had this was back. Like on the Rodney King thing back then, and they had the reunion. I mean, they had the ceasefire, and this dude was like, yo, he was so happy that he could go visit his cousin for the first time in 12 years because his cousin's on the other side of town in another gang's territory. So he couldn't go over there, and his cousin couldn't come see him. His cousin. So now he can freely go see his cousin because there was a ceasefire. You know, there was a... That's kind of funny.
I can't wait till the ceasefire comes to Mount Vernon. I got to sneak to see my mom.
Yeah.
Go by her house at midnight.
Nah, if the Bloods and the Crips could have like a ceasefire and come together in like hostile times, we can't do that. I'm just saying, like, and y'all get mad when I call it like the Bloods and the Crips, but at least they came together. They it might not have lasted long, but they came together in time of need. You know what I'm saying? So that's my rant for today. I'm just saying.
Amazing.
This is People Before Politics, baby. We may or may not have a guest or two coming up. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. Word up. But it was good to see my boy Marcus Banks. He celebrated his birthday recently. That dude is just straight clown. He's a clown. He's funny. I was like, I had to.
That's the only a comedian would accept.
Being called the clown?
Yes, it's a compliment.
But I mean, he is because he be clowning like, he's only a comedian.
What's that being called a clown? A compliment. Like, I'm a clown?
Yeah. No, but he is straight clown.
And the other people, that's fighting words right there.
Yo, but nah, dude is hilarious, though. Representing the 914, representing Nauru, New Rochelle, young dude down with the L.A. boys. Word up.
From L.A. boys?
Yeah, Lincoln Avenue.
You said kind of LA boy.
Like me, he graduated from UCLA, the University of corner Lincoln Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
don't sound like you got any student loans hanging over your head.
Nah, not for that one. Not for that one.
Lucky you.
Nah, not for that one. Couple of scars, but no student loans though.
Amazing.
Yo, shout out to my cousin Roland was in town. I don't know if he popping through. He not, he say he coming through with people sometimes, He's said that before, and I said it. So he may show up or not. But chilling with him. It's good to chill, see your fam. Closed Black Westchester up yesterday. And just enjoyed the day. So we started the day off with a community outcry, I think it was what it was titled. It was sponsored by some of the pastors and Black Westchester magazine. And it was at 4th Street Playground. And had my man Cranberry that was just on the last show. He was DJing. Had your boy, Chuck, that's his name? Chucky, the cop dude. Your boy.
Chucky.
Huh? That's his name?
That's Chucky.
Okay, what's his name? What's his whole name? I don't know.
Shit.
Booker?
Man, you got me off.
Booker?
It's Chuck.
It's not Booker.
Come on, man. It's Chuck.
Okay, never mind. So he was in the house. He was in the house, and he wanted to give.
You should edit this out. Yeah,
no.
30 seconds out of here.
He was in the house.
Yo, your boy Chucky. Yeah.
He was in the house. Told his boy Damon to say what's up. So he's like, anytime Damon call me, I'm there.
Yeah, Chucky, man.
Damon call me, I'm there. He said, anytime I call Damon, he the first one there. Yeah, so he spoke.
Well, I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, you was at you was you was at that Black Business Expo or something like that.
Yeah.
Shout to Carl Kanai in the NY. I don't know where he at.
He should be back. By now, he should be almost in back
LA?
in Cali.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the little Facebook live joint you did, what was that about? It was a little dark, like people.
Yeah, it was a little dark, man.
But what was y'all talking about? It sounded like y'all was talking about
what Carl Kanai was saying. He was talking about how artists and people in the entertainment business, fail to understand that You know, it's economics, and why haven't all these big time artists that make millions and millions of dollars come back in their prospective communities and uplift their communities? He said the only way you could solve it is through, you know, his thing is it's through economics. It's through buying property. It's through empowering your people with the money that you have, you know. And if everybody did it, you know, it wouldn't be a lot. You know, if he did it himself, yeah. But if a lot of people put up $1, $2, $3, $4 million and they come back in their communities, he's saying it wouldn't be a lot, and that's what, you know, really the video was talking about. And he's also speaking on just the history of the robbery of black culture, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's clothing designs, you know, is, you know, how we've just been robbed, you know, and how do we get that back? You know, we get that back by investing back into our communities. So it was a good conversation. You know, I try to get it. I try to get it all on video, but you know, it was in a restaurant, so it was kind of dark.
That's what's up. Shout out to your homeboy Russell Johnson, checking in on the live video. He got a joint coming up. When is that?
Thursday.
Yo,
Russ, if you're listening,
call in.
You need to call in 718-705-4959. 718-705-4959. Let people know what's going on in Greenburgh. I got to get up there. You got my man Bilal performing.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute to Earth, Wind, and Fire at Yosemite Park in Greenburgh, August 4th, this Thursday, at Yosemite, and it's free for the public. So if you can hear me, Russ, call on in 718-705-4959.
That's what's up. Yeah. So I saw his name on there. Brenda Els, she's putting the information up as usual. She shared the people that we do it for the people post, and she shared the flyer for the event yesterday. The community outcry. Come join us for a town hall meeting. It was in 4th Street Playground. Something bigger was planned, but since the date was already secured, they wanted to take advantage of the date. But there's a great possibility something bigger, more to the point of what we actually originally wanted to do, may happen closer to the back to school time, which will probably be a good time. Catching cats going back to school. Maybe we get some book bags or something. I don't know. So anyway, we'll keep you informed on all that. But you know, we was involved. We was there yesterday. That's it. Then yeah, like I said, I was just running around yesterday, just chilling. It felt good. I went to. Yo, let me tell you about black people. So, my cousin and his friends.
Let me tell you about black people.
So yo, we got yo. I'm gonna pick you up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the old block. They have, you know, they getting together. They having a party at a barbecue at Wilson Woods. So we get to Wilson Woods. Of course, you know, being as his crew, I figured we go to the area where the DJ, we hear the music. Saw some Latinos over there. That wasn't the one. Walked all the way around. I just sat at the picnic table while they walked around after a while and was like, yo. So he called his people, and they decided they were going to move the function to the Tuckahoe VFW. But I think they forgot to tell everybody. So, like, yo, what the hell? How do you move an event the day of and you don't tell nobody? So, you know what I'm saying? So we eventually went. It was good to see some people I hadn't seen in a long time from, you know, where my cousin used to live. But
so people actually was people actually able to make it? I mean,
yeah. People showed up after a while. You know what I'm saying? It was people showed up. I mean, the you know, it was a lot of phone calls trying to catch people. I was like, yo, y'all do everything else on Facebook. Why didn't y'all just blast it on Facebook? Like, we're moving the event to, you know. But yeah, it happened. You know, I got a lot of jokes, but I keep them personal. I keep them to myself. I don't know all them people. But it was funny. It was funny though. It was funny. It was definitely funny. But the one good thing it was good to go somewhere, and I wasn't too far from home, where really ain't nobody really know AJ Woodson. There was like 3 people I recognized from back in the days. Ain't nobody know Black Westchester. Ain't nobody coming up, you know what I'm saying, either telling me some story that I can't help them with or rolling their eyes from across the room because I wrote about their brother. Or, you know, I'm just like, yo, it just felt good to just be normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, for real. For like 3 hours. Like, it just was like, it was cool.
Never normal.
Well, never normal, but you know what I'm saying. You know, just not everybody in the room just like, oh, there he is. You know, even the people that speak to you, they give you the big smile. They just, yo, what up? Yeah, oh, AJ, yeah. And then that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they, you know, curse you behind your back and lay and pray for your downfall. And, you know what I'm saying? And, you know. Hateration. It's a whole lot of that going on. It's a saturation of hateration. Yes.
In the Mount Vernon Nation.
Yes. And I was trying to find something around with City Hall. That's what I was like. But, yeah. So, I felt good to, like, just go somewhere where, you know, it wasn't a Black Westchester thing. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't AJ from Black Westchester. I was just, Roland's cousin. Yo, you remember my cousin AJ? Oh, yeah. That's all it was. So it felt good. I haven't done that in Westchester in a very long time.
Okay.
You know, where you can just move without people like, oh, yeah. Oh, let me tell you. Yeah. And then sometimes people tell you, and I got to just say that, you know, we do try to help everybody, but every problem, everything that's big to you is not always news. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, you'd be surprised of the things that I hear that people want me to do stories on. It's not a story, bro. And some of it, and I will say this, if you got a situation that's self-inflicted, that the reason you in the situation is because of stuff you did wrong, don't come to me and ask me to do a story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, please don't do that. Because I got to write what happens. So, unless you want all that to come out, you know, I mean, sometimes we do some stupid stuff in life and it come back on us. You don't go after the person that, you know, I can't do a story for you, bro. I can't do a story.
Got you.
Well, sometimes people just don't get it, man. I mean, people just don't get it.
Oh, and let me say this. This is my revenge week. I don't care. If you have paid for advertising with people, other publications like, say, Mount Vernon Inquirer or something, and they don't show up to your event, and they tell you they're not going to show up and can't make it, don't call me the day of, oh, AJ, we need you to cover. No, call that person you get your money to. That's a bad me. I'm sorry. I'm tired of that now. I'm tired of y'all calling me at the last minute because y'all gave Joe Parisi the money and he ain't show up. And well, I talked to Joe. He said, AJ, can you write a couple of words and send some pictures? And he'll write. No, you paid him. And I helped a lot of people. You know, sometimes if somebody you know and they, you know, you want to see them get coverage or whatever, you know, and you have no. If you spent money somewhere else on advertising and they don't show up, that's who you need to call, not me. I'm just saying. And for right now, they'll be nameless for those who we've helped. And, you know, we don't ask for much. You know, never ask for nothing. Y'all call me when it's in your time of need. And we're throwing a party celebrating the anniversary of Black Westchester. And y'all can't make it the time to come to a free function that we're having celebrating 2 years of the party. I hope y'all don't call me no more. I'm sorry. This is my day to just get it out there. I'm just like, yo, it's on my chest. I got a microphone, and I'm tired of all of y'all. Tired. So anybody else got something to say?
Bob, man.
Bob just looking in the air like, I'm not following that up.
It's raises very troubling issues about our unwillingness to financially support the institutions that are whose main function is to advance our interests. We are in dire need of independent Black newspapers all across the country. They've been in marked decline, and the unwillingness of people to I mean, it's crazy. People don't, they vow that they are in favor of certain projects, and yet we don't support them. Politics doesn't pay for itself. all institutions require resources in order for them to run. And so it's the same thing with Black Westchester, and I think it is just terribly revealing about our priorities as a people.
We have a caller from the 973 area code. Caller, you're on People Before Politics. Please state your name and purpose for calling. Caller?
All right, AJ.
There you go. One more time. Caller, please state your name and purpose for calling.
Russell Johnson. I'm calling in to talk to you guys about the event at Yosemite Park next Thursday night.
That's
Yo, what's up?
That's
What's up, Russ? What's going on?
How you doing,
man?
brother?
Russ, what
I'm
up?
chilling, man. What's going on, man? Thanks for calling in, brother. I'm glad you called in, and I see you're doing a series of great music up there in Yosemite Park, man. And just tell us about it.
Well, what we do, they allowed us to do 3 nights this summer. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do all of them. And the first one we did was a few weeks ago when we brought in Layla Hathaway. And this coming Thursday, August 4th, we have the Marcus Machado Band. Marcus Machado is a brother that you guys don't know his name, but he was named Rolling Stone magazine's next young gun guitarist. This brother is going to be the next Jimi Hendrix. So his band is going to be doing a tribute to Earth, Wind, and Fire, and we're bringing in Bilal as part of the tribute. So it's going to be Bilal, Trey Williams, and Nicholas Ryan Gant doing in tribute to Earth, Wind, and Fire, and that's going to be Thursday, August 4th at Yosemite Park in Greenberg, and that's 7 p.m. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I mean, and you know, if we get the kind of turnout that we want, we'll be able to bring in bigger sponsors and do larger events in the years to come. And you know, I think that what happens is, you know, sometimes people say they want great things to come to the neighborhood, but they don't come out and support. We had a great turnout for Layla Hathaway, and we want to continue to do that. So please show up.
Yeah, I'm definitely, man. I'm posting it on all our pages.
Yeah,
man.
I'm posting it now too.
You
the
know,
flyer.
definitely, because you know, I'm definitely a Bilal fan, man. When I saw that, I said, man, Russ is really doing it, man. I hope I'm off. That's the first. That's I was like, yo, I hope I'm off, man. Bilal, that's my man. So Bilal gonna be doing some of his joints too, right? Because you know.
It's going to all be Earth. It's going to be all Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, really?
Like
that's going to be dope too.
It's a straight tribute to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Really? Oh man, well that's
Yeah.
enough joints. Man, well, Earth, Wind, and Fire has made enough great music, man, to last a full show,
Plus,
man.
he could do a little falsetto.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to do it. The other two brothers are not slouches at all. Trey Williams and Nicholas Ryan Gant, some bad brothers.
Oh, good, man. Yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna try to get up there, man. I just bought we just bought some stuff so we could go live, man. I'm trying to got a nice tripod and iPad tripod so we could go live. But yeah, we definitely gonna get up there, man. And what else is happening, man? You know, I mean, Russ was on for all the listeners. Russell Johnson, man, he's a real close friend of mine. We go back since the diaper days, and his beautiful wife Angie, she makes beautiful music, and she was on
Talented.
the show.
Yes.
She was on the show earlier, and y'all could go on the YouTube pages and find it. So what's up with Angie, man? She's doing her thing too. I see she was just. She's
actually going to be up there the following week on August 11th.
Oh,
come back.
So she's going to do. Yeah, she's going to shut it down. She's going to actually shut down the. She's going to close out the season. Her and Walter Beasley.
Oh,
who's,
man. Okay.
You know, yeah. So that's going to be. We don't want to announce that too early because then people will say, you know, make choices of which one. We want them to come to everything.
Right.
So we're doing that, and we launched a new company called All Star Clinics, which is it's online music education. And it's an online music education platform that launches in January of 2017. And what it's going to allow people to do is it's going to allow people to take music lessons at home. So say your teacher is, in Japan.
Wow.
Your teacher is going to be able to teach you from Japan in your home. And it's a platform that we created that's going to allow, students to learn and educators to earn. Because there's a lot of people that are involved in the music business that, have limited resources, and we're trying to empower them so that they can make more money. And it's a pretty big thing, man. We're pretty excited about it. We've been working on it for the last 18 months. And we're finally going to launch in January 2017.
Yeah.
As a former recording artist, man, I'm always happy to hear anything about stuff like that, looking out for the artists. Like that's very
important.
And
and the thing about it is we're already doing live clinics. We actually did a live clinic with Laila Hathaway at the community center when we brought her up.
Oh, really?
And we had about 150 people in the dance studio, and she gave them music lessons.
Wow.
And so we're doing the same thing. We're doing it with Marcus Machado, and we're going to be doing them traveling all around the country, doing them with Take Six and Laila Hathaway and Robert Randolph. So that's what we're doing, man. We're trying to bring everything full circle. You know what I'm saying? Because music has been taken out of the schools, and we're figuring out ways to bring it back into the schools through our own programs.
Yeah, I was just having that. We was having
Yes.
that conversation today with Ben Vereen, and he was talking about organization that he has, and he does scholarships, man. And I gotta get with you anyway, man, because we got to talk about the Mount Vernon Arts Council and how we can incorporate that with the Mount Vernon Arts Council and the kids in Mount Vernon. But we have to somehow try to get attention back to having the arts with our kids. I mean, it's definitely missing.
I mean, that's how we learn. I mean, to be honest, I know a lot of people that are musicians right now, and it's like school just wasn't inspiring. Like school just wasn't doing it, but it was the music class or whatever, that instrument that they will learn that kept them interested in school. And now they're going on and they're doing things, and the arts is how we express ourselves. When you cut that out, you know what I'm saying? It hurts it hurts us as a people.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, it's something that, there's definitely studies that show that taking the arts out of the school has affected children with math and science as well.
Right.
So it's really important that, that we do what we have to do. Like, there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through to get the music back in the schools, but if you make it very simple by saying, look, we have a program that we're going to bring to your school, it's not going to cost you anything because we have a grant for it, and we have a grant for instruments. And that's really what we're doing. So we have a 501c3 that's allowing us to do that in different schools. We have basically an incubator program that we're actually doing out in Ferguson, Missouri, and in St. Louis, with a brother that works with us named Brian Owens, who's starting the program. So we're doing it out there to kind of work the kinks out so we could do it every place. So we have a grant writer that's on staff that basically will go in and say, look, this is where you get the money to take care of this. And I think that we have to be proactive. I mean, we can do it with everything. I mean, we're doing it with the arts, but you can do it in a lot of different areas where we're lacking. And I think that, the main thing is that eventually we'll be able to take this same program and create after-school programs in areas where we're trying to keep kids out of the streets between 4 and 7 p.m. And it's just a platform that we've created that you can plug a lot of different things into, not just music. So the same way you can do distance learning with music, you're going to be able to do it with math and Spanish and science as well. But this is just the beginning of it. That's what we've been doing, man. It's like, I know Damon calls me from time to time, and I can't get back to him, but it's like we've been grinding real hard, trying to bring everything full circle. But we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I know. I know you be busy, man. I just be hitting you from some time. Don't forget.
I've been following y'all on social media, so I've been seeing what you're doing out there.
Yeah, man. But it's a beautiful thing, and that's what we need to do, because I don't know, man. You go down south and in these different cities, man, and they have free concerts all summer.
Yo, that was what amazed me when I first went to Atlanta. It was like, yo, we seen so and so, and it was a big name artist. And I was like, oh, how much they cost? Oh no, it was free in the park.
Right.
What the hell?
Or it'd be like $3. You'd be
Yeah.
like, yo, we got Isaac Hayes for $2. $2, you gonna see Isaac Hayes? And then
No,
you
but I
come
mean, a
New
lot of
York,
times, and then there's a
it's
lot
like
of them.
$80, $90.
There's a whole series of free.
Right.
Like you ain't paying
Right.
nothing, and it be name artists. Like it's not like it's somebody who had a record in the '70s. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
But
Yeah,
that's
don't get it twisted. To make this stuff work in Greenberg, we had to work magic.
no, dude.
They brought us in. They brought us in kind of late, and they didn't have the funding. But we believe that it was worth the investment to do it now, so that we can take it to another level
Right.
next year.
Of
And that
course.
doesn't mean that the local people that are already performing that they won't be there. Also, we're just going to try to have a longer program. So maybe those same people that were headlining, that were your locals, maybe they'll open for a major artist.
and that's
And
a good
it'll be
look
a
too.
bigger platform for them. So that's what we're really trying to do.
And I see, and I see the Summer Jazz Series is tribute to Bill Carter.
Yeah, it's actually in his name now. It's
Right,
actually called the William L. Carter Summer Jazz Series.
That's great. That's
So,
wonderful.
so they renamed it after him. And it's definitely time to take it to another level, because this series has been around for a long time. I mean, when me and Damon were kids, that's when it started.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it started when we were still in high school, and just it hasn't really grown to what it could be, and a lot of it is because most of the funding is coming from the town, and they need to bring in outside sponsors. Like a lot of the events that you guys see in other areas that are free, they do have an underwriter, and it's not that people are coming in and working for less money. It's because a large company, maybe it's Con Edison or a company like that, is underwriting it. So, we just have to make sure that we partner with a sponsor that kind of has the same values that we have, and that's going to be along for the long ride. And, we'll be able to bring some bigger things next year.
You know what's important about what you said? You said they have the same values that we have. For far too long, as a people, we will take a lot of times any sponsor. It'd be a malt liquor company, it'd be whoever. You know what I'm saying? Just that they putting up the money, but there's not somebody who has the same values that we have of the event that we're putting on sometimes. So I'm glad to hear.
I mean, I'll keep it 100 with you. Damon knows. I mean, I've said no a lot more than I've said yes. And a lot of people don't really understand that, but that's just where I come from. I mean, from ethically, there's a lot of things that I don't really mess around with because of my lifestyle.
Right.
Either the way that I, what I eat. Like I can't do soda companies. I can't do. I'm a vegan, so there's a lot of things that I really won't do. But there are some companies. We're doing a campaign with Ford right now with Bilal. That's
Okay.
that's going on down in the DMV area.
Okay.
So they may be a good partner. So if you guys think of anything, it's like for us, we're looking at the big picture and we're looking for partners. And partners aren't always people that bring money. Sometimes it's a strategic partner. So you guys might be that strategic partner that comes in and says, why don't we do it this way? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we have to look. We have to look at the bigger picture. Like when and another thing that I wanted to say is like, we've done this before in other municipalities and, put together these big events and people come and they shake their behinds and it's all good. But sometimes it's a missed opportunity because we get all these people there and then we don't do anything. We don't leave them with anything.
Right.
And one of the things that we're really working towards, I think that because we're socially conscious, we're always thinking one way. But in order for us to benefit from all this consciousness, we got to be here. And one of the things that we're trying to do is we're working towards doing a health and music expo. And we gotta help each other stay healthy. We gotta share information. And I think that that's one of the things we as black men are not doing.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that everybody, Damon knows my brother is a physician and, he's looked after me and Damon, for years. And that's something we grew up doing, taking care of ourselves. But there's a lot of information that's basic information that we're not sharing that we all know. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things that I do on a daily basis, I take for granted. and and some of the information is information that I've researched myself and that other brothers have passed on to me. And that's one of the things that we want to do, is we want to kind of create a platform with these events where people can get information that maybe they don't know where to find it themselves. And that's something that you brothers could definitely help with, because it's like it's one thing to make sure that people aren't killing us in the streets, but we got to make sure we're not killing ourselves in the kitchen too.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
No doubt. Yo, so also on the check-in is brother Chris Latt, who said the diaper days, LOL, your cats was twins. Word up. Shout to Chris Latt. Word up.
What's up, Chris?
Yo, Chris, I'm still waiting for that phone call. I'm just letting you know since you're listening.
I don't know what call that is, but
you know what I'm talking about.
So so Russ, anything we didn't ask you, any last words, anything you want to get out, or how people can follow you if they want information on what y'all doing, or?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely always go to either one of my sites. You could go to purposemusicgroup.com, or you can go to allstarclinics.com. If you go to allstarclinics.com right now, you can sign up for the Marcus Machado guitar clinic.
Okay.
And you can find us on all areas of social media as well. And I just want to I definitely want to, hopefully things get a little smoothed out this fall, and we can spend some more time together, because I love what you guys are doing, and I want to reconnect with y'all and build some more, because it's definitely there's a lot of ways that we can help each other. And Damon, definitely with Mount Vernon, it's like that's on my radar.
Yeah, good,
in
man.
terms of that's another incubator program that we can do for the music program.
Yeah, we'll talk, man, because there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, brother. You're gonna flip your lid, but we're still working with it, and these kids definitely need the music, and the music school with 150 kids, man, they're doing a great thing, and we want to take it to another level there in Mount Vernon also.
Absolutely. And Russ, I know I ain't gotta say it, because Damon, is your boy, but just so you can hear from me, it's an open door. Whenever you want to come through, my brother,
right?
You welcome anytime.
Anybody, man. You just come through, man.
No doubt.
We got the set up. You can put the organ up and get busy.
And whenever your wife want to come play again, bring her through. Word up. We haven't had no live music since.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we haven't had no live music since then.
Cool. We'll do that. We'll definitely do that. We'll bring some other people through too.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's
without
up.
a doubt,
That's
man.
what's up.
But thanks, calling, man, and everybody, man. Get to Yosemite Park on Thursday, man, and
just
check out.
And just for the cheap seats, how much is this event?
It's free, y'all.
$3.99. That's in every budget, yo.
$3.99.
That's even in my budget, yo.
Every seat is cheap.
Yeah, every seat is cheap.
It's no excuse. Yo, Yosemite Park should be packed.
So what time does it start again?
It starts at 7 p.m.
Is it a big park? So people need to get there 6?
No, Yosemite is big.
Oh, so
it's just
big. It's definitely big.
It's just probably
So you should get there 6?
6?
Yeah, if you get there at 6:30, and it's rain or shine, no matter what. I mean, it was pouring the night that we had Layla out there, and then it stopped raining just before she came on, but it was packed. And there's a pavilion there. It's beautiful. It's actually, underutilized, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
and it's
you're right.
something that it's something that we grew up with, and we kind of took it for granted.
You're right.
But it's an amazing park.
I think that's the park when I first came up here. Brian Marable took me to. They had big boy basketball.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went there in 2014 with Conscious Brothers.
Yeah.
I went out there. Brian had a table, and then we was, they were selling their shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, everybody should be out there Thursday, man. Everybody should be out there. Even if I gotta work, I'm just coming out there for an hour and a half, and keep it moving, because I like Bilal, man.
No doubt.
So
that's a talented brother.
I'm like, I'm going by hook or crook, man.
No doubt.
Because it's definitely, because I had to work when Layla Hathaway performed. But I'm just definitely going out there. But I think everybody, it's free. So I mean, White Plains, Greenberg, Yonkers, New Rochelle, Peekskill,
Mount
Austin,
Vernon.
Tarrytown, Mount Vernon too. Yeah, Mount Vernon.
No, but you did say every city, but you went to every.
No,
city.
What happened?
I was keeping Mount
Only
Vernon.
the three of us are going from Mount Vernon.
Listen, I was keeping Mount
Vernon
Vernon last because I was getting ready to say, since we ain't got Mount Vernon don't have no memorial field. You might as well go to a city with a field like I'm having concerts.
You
man,
know what?
and enjoy.
You know what? And we won't even have a Memorial Field conversation yet right now.
We are in a minute.
But no, seriously, it would be nice. That'd be another reason why it would be great to have,
Of course,
to have like a summer jazz series or something like that. There, like where you can see some artists come through. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. That's something culturally we really could use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take
It's
a
funny,
note.
Damon. Didn't we go see? We saw Run DMC at Memorial Field when we was in high school. Didn't we?
Yeah.
The Jackson 5 performed there in the
Man.
70s.
I mean, it's
Be
a lot of
careful,
memory.
though.
Well, yeah.
People might have
Been close since then, too.
constructed memories.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's talking about his homeboy who's younger than us. Basically, when we found out what year the concert was, he had to be about 2. But he was like, nah. So I hopped the fence, and I was like, yo, dude, you wasn't old enough to be that. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, that's some cats be making them
He'd
stories.
be like, yo, I was there. Then we had to tell him what year it was. Found out what year he was born. Dude, you was 3. Like, yo, your mom was not letting you hang out at 8 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying?
At
By
3,
yourself, hopping fences to go to see Michael Jackson. That didn't happen. But yeah,
I mean, it was a different time, real talk, because half the places that Damon and I went, we weren't really old enough to go.
No, it
And we
wasn't,
was- and
bro.
No, it was a different time.
And we were driving,
But you
and had
wasn't-
no driver's license.
Yeah,
but you wasn't 3 and 5 though.
Yeah, but we was like 15, 16 driving a Cutlass Sierra.
Oh no, don't. We ain't gonna recount
Dude, I
too
was-
much of that.
Dude, I was 15. Russ, I was 15 years old in the Disco Fever.
We went to the Fever. We used to go to Broadway International.
Well, yeah, I know because I used to get in all those spots.
At
Yeah,
15,
we used to
it
go
was
there.
I
crazy.
used
I
to go to
brought
all
my
them
15-year-old.
all them little hip-hop
I celebrated my 15-year-old birthday party in the Fever.
I was in the rooftop. I
That's
was in all
crazy.
of them spots, yo.
That's
I was not
crazy.
old enough to be in them joints.
No, I wasn't old enough to be. I don't
The
know how I got-
Galaxy, yo, all them joints.
Yeah, we was in all the joints, man. With no
Damon was also working 60 hours a week when he was 15.
Yeah, well, Kentucky Fried Chicken, man. Yo, dude, I was working from the start, man. You had to get that paper, but I mean, that's what it was about. But see how times change, man. We drove all through high school with no driver's license. With no driver's license.
For
We
all,
drove-
for all those under 16, this is an example of what not to do
Well, you
today.
can't listen. You
can't do it.
that.
You won't be so
You
lucky.
can't- You're
Listen.
going to jail.
Listen, you can't do that now because back in the day, man, even if the cops caught beer in the car, they would pour the beer out, smack you upside the head, and tell you to get the hell out their town.
But I mean, it was also a different time with beer. Like you could take the 2 train and that last car, you could smoke, drink, all kinds of stuff. As long as you had a bag, as long as your beer had a bag, you could even walk down 3rd Street. As long as your beer was in a bag, the cop would smack you in the head when you came down with a bottle in your hand. Yo, dude, why you gonna do that in front of me? You know what I'm saying? That's how the cops used to
right.
be. But if you had your bag, you walk by and say what's up to the cop.
Now it's all about quotas. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a whole different style of policing in the neighborhood, man. And you could tell by how cities are policed. I mean, they smack you on the head, say go home, or if they knew your mama, by the time you got home, your mother got called. But now, nowadays, they arrest you.
If your mother get called now, you might be in jail or dead. Like
Yeah,
you just,
well,
seriously,
yeah, basically,
that's the
man.
call she getting now. Yeah.
Basically, and that's how they roll now. So it's a whole different time, man. Especially in the black community, man.
No doubt.
But Russ, man, thank you, brother, for calling in, man. I appreciate that, and we all gonna see you Thursday, man.
Definitely.
All right,
doubt.
look forward to it, man.
All right, man.
Y'all take care.
All right, get
All
the
right.
family our love, man.
Peace.
All right, man. Peace.
Yo, shout out to Russ. Thanks for calling in. Yo, now going on to the next topic of the day, I'm going to let Dr. Robert Baskerville spearhead this point. There's a petition going out that Mount Vernon residents who are fed up are signing, and I'm going to let you explain it all and break it down for the people.
Right. So as you guys know, and as probably many of our listeners know, almost from the very outset of the Thomas administration, the mayor has found himself embroiled in a legal dispute with the city council over their respective powers. A number of irregularities that the Thomas administration committed was the impetus for this dispute, including tearing down the Ray's home, the zombie home on Park Avenue, without having, given the owner due process, appointing non-resident
He
commissioners.
said he couldn't find the owner.
Well,
I'm just saying, that's what he said, right?
he may have. I don't recall. I'll let you represent the mayor here. But this is part of a larger pattern of both unethical and illegal activities that are beginning to jeopardize the city in many respects. For example, I'm under the impression that Mega Beverage has announced that
A $5 million lawsuit
against
the city of Mount Vernon. I think it was filed probably around Thursday or something. And I think
Thursday,
the city
Friday.
might have received their copy, Friday. I think it was filed maybe Thursday. They're suing, they're suing for $5 million for being closed down. They have 2 dates they were closed down. They for no reason at all is what is alleged. And through the closing, them being closed, they lost a major contract with Budweiser that was worth $1 million a year.
Okay.
So they're
I see.
suing for damages, lost wages, pain and suffering, and whatever else you throw in there. The why you fuck with me fee or whatever
Right.
else. Yeah.
So this is just one example of a larger pattern of practices that have jeopardized the city's interests in many respects. Financial, because the mayor has expended a lot of money on litigation that has actually proven to be pointless. He is being has a suit by Mega Beverage. It's probably likely that OK Freddy is going to follow up at some point once he becomes a
very near future.
yeah. Assuming when he gets the word.
I'm hearing that there's a lot of pending or lawsuits in the works. There were 3 lieutenants.
You heard chatter?
Yeah, we have heard chatter. Yes. That,
Chatter.
So, supposedly there were 3 lieutenants who, and Brenda Crump has just posted it on the People Before Politics page in the comment section. Post that under the live video on my page too, if you don't mind, Brenda. The 3 lieutenants that were, actually 4 lieutenants were promoted, and then 3 were rescinded. I understand 1 or if not all 3 of them are suing.
Wow.
Yeah. We knew there was a lawsuit. Andre Wallace was suing for his money, which the mayor's lawsuit, his court case stopped, put on hold for a while, and the judge, I guess, ruled in the councilman's favor. So I believe the process is that now that lawsuit begins to start again or continues or wherever it was. And there's several others that I can't even think of that just from this year alone.
Right. So, as part of the petition, a coalition of city residents, have identified both unethical and illegal practices that the mayor has committed within just the past 6 months of his administration. With respect to unethical practices, I have to say probably foremost amongst those is the fact that he has appointed Joseph Spezio to serve as his deputy police commissioner. At the same time, Spezio will have to make rulings about law that have a direct impact on his business and on that of his competitors in the karting industry. And we saw just how, dangerous this conflict of interest became when Spezio found himself involved in a very nasty public spat with Councilman Audrey Wallace.
Wow,
Where
he got a promotion, congressman. He was like, hey, gee, he was the distinguished gentleman there.
yeah, I didn't mean to get. I didn't mean to get ahead anything here, but the very fact that prompted him to make another ethical, if not lawful, breach by threatening to do bodily harm to the councilman underscores the seriousness of the appointment of Joe Spezio as deputy police commissioner when he's also subject to the very rules that he's and laws that he's supposed to be enforcing.
Can I cut real quick and just, while people are listening? So I clicked on the link that was posted, and it takes me to a page. I guess the petition has its own page. And are you able, is this a sign in at the bottom where you can literally sign in online? Like you don't have to sign on paper. You can do it. You can do an online sign in?
Yeah, you could do an online sign in your petition.
Oh, okay. So for the petition he's talking about, you can click on the link that's on both of our pages, the People Before Politics page and the AJ Woodson page under the radio show, and it will take you to a link of the where you can read the petition, what it's about, what it involves, and you can actually sign right then and there. If you are, a little old school and you want to sign paper, that can be arranged too. We can, you can do that, but you can do it right here online. Go ahead. I just wanted to bring that up just for anybody who's listening to you right now.
And it has an option to have your signature shown public, or you can sign the petition and it won't be shown in
I'm
the
looking
public.
at that now in the sign. Let's see the people who signed. The signatory decided not to show his or her name on the internet. So even now,
even if you're
work,
scared,
even if you work for City Hall, and you just was like, yo, I can't take it no more, but you don't want to put your job on the line, this is actually something you can sign. This is like the first thing I've seen for people like that. Because I've heard people say, and this is not just this administration, this goes back to the last administration too, when they were like, yo, I'd sign that, but Joe, dude, I want to keep my job. Like, you know what I'm saying? It looks like the way this was set up.
Or if you are a homeowner or a business owner and you are fearful that the mayor or his minions may take some sort of retaliatory action against you.
Mega Beverage didn't mind signing in.
Yeah, you can anonymously sign.
Yeah, they didn't feel the need to be anonymous.
What?
Mega Beverage, yeah, number 11. Yeah.
Oh, that's what number 11?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's because they probably realize that the administration is guilty of at least 20 or more either unethical or illegal actions during the first 6 months, and these are very serious. And as we indicate in the petition, it does do harm to the city in a number of ways financially. It also does harm politically because by having non-resident commissioners serving in this, as the chief officials of the city, you undercut the principle of home rule and self-governance. The reason why you want members of your own community to serve in these positions is because they have a direct feel for the pulse of the community. They have a long history of networks with other members of the community. And when they are thinking about how best to serve the community's interests, very often they're thinking about fellow businessmen and businesswomen who live in the community as opposed to appointing outside contractors who don't live in the community. So not only does it undercut the principle of home rule, it also undercuts our constitutional system, and all these ideas and objections are laid out in full in the petition. But in any case, I want to encourage people to take a look at the petition and sign it. Essentially what we're doing is we're asking City Council to resolve the current dispute with the mayor by exercising its legislative powers and doing the following.
I'm gonna just read. I see this last paragraph. It sounds kind of powerful. It is our belief that the failure to take these steps, it named a bunch of steps that I guess was suggested that it should take. To take these steps will constitute a dereliction of the council's legal obligation to uphold the statutes of the city charter and the ordinance of the city. Should the council vote against the steps urged in our petition or simply ignore them altogether, we will be left to conclude that members are duplicit. Did I say that right?
Duplicitous?
Okay, yes, that word. In the mayor's unethical and illegal conduct. Under such circumstances, we are prepared to take additional steps against both the council and the mayor, either by referring this matter to the New York State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman or by filing an Article 78 against both branches of government for violations of the city charter and local ordinance. And again, you right under that you can sign. And I'm looking at this whole thing going through it. You could actually leave a comment. One person left a comment saying, Mount Vernon elected officials, mayor, controller, city council members, please adhere to the city charter of the law because each of you were elected by the residents to be leaders to represent and protect all residents of our great city of Mount Vernon. Elected officials are not exempt from abiding by the law. Every resident is expected to adhere to the Mount Vernon City Charter. Leaders, please lead with integrity, accountability, and transparency. Wow. So yeah,
It would be nice since just about everyone who ran in the last election made those major themes. The candidacy.
So this is, you know what? No, so now let me delve into this a little deeper. I don't know if the word groundbreaking is the right terminology to use. Like, I don't remember, and I'm new to really being this active in government and community and politics and all that, but I don't remember in the recent past where I've seen in any municipality of Westchester or anywhere in New York State for that matter, I don't know about around the country, where the residents took their rights that they, that are, and actually, instead of complaining, went as far as to, hey, put the council on notice, and if you don't do these things, we're taking you and the mayor to court for being in violation of the charter. I think that's very bold, and I think that's like, remember, Damon, we were having a conversation, marching by itself does not change things.
Right.
You can march till the cows come home. You can protest in front of City Hall, block the entrances to their car. Whatever you're going to do, they still going to work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can complain. You can complain all over Facebook. And basically, whatever's going on is still going to continue to go on. But this seems to be a bold move that I don't recall, and maybe you're more knowledgeable about this. I don't recall seeing anything like this in the last decade or so, like from the black community.
So far as I know, in the city of Mount Vernon and a number of other municipalities across the country, it's unprecedented so far as I know.
But this is well within. Now, for people, so you got to break things down because there's people like, yo, hold on. We can't be threatening the council and the mayor. That blah. This
Nobody.
You have no threatening if they don't do. That's that's how some people look. I'm going by the terminology some people use, and oh, you need, don't be messing with them because basically like them house niggas back in the days, oh man, Master gonna be mad at us, that kind of mentality. It's well within the rights of the residents to actually take these kind of actions against a sitting mayor and sitting members of the city council.
Absolutely, the city charter.
Yeah. I get you. Oh shoot! You better leave the mayor alone. They done messed up. They
I don't know, boss.
Yeah.
I don't know what they doing.
They done messing with the airwaves. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I couldn't resist. Go ahead.
Although this may seem unusual, if you actually read
Into the mic. Yes.
If you actually read through the statutes of the city charter, resident taxpayers of the city are identified as trustees, and in unusual circumstances like this, they can, exercise their rights to insist that the law be adhered to. So yes, they can take independent action. People have to remember that in our system of governance, vigorous participation from the people was envisioned as part of the regular dynamic of a democracy. The town hall meeting, in the eyes of many of the original founders and political theorists, was the real embodiment of democracy at work. And so, for residents of the city of Mount Vernon to petition the city council to vigorously enforce the law as is required to is just an extension of that principle.
So let me,
vilification of that principle.
so let me ask you a question. For those who have and the response has been for the last 6 or 7 months, he just got there. Give him a chance. He's trying to make a change, and then using that same argument, well, 2 councilmen, they just got there. It's a new council. Give them a chance. They've only been there a couple of months. How can you defend such a bold move against them? And it's only been a couple of, it's not like it's been 3 years. It's only been a couple of months. He hasn't had a chance to actually govern yet.
No, he has. Which each and every decision that the mayor and the city council have made together, they have had a chance to either enforce the law or to ignore it. And at least in 20 major instances,
Wow.
both the city council and the mayor have done things that are allowed things that are unethical and do harm to the city to occur. And I would maintain that if the residents of the city don't take immediate action to stop such illegal and unethical decisions, 4 years going by and we may find that it has done irreparable harm that can't be reversed.
Wow.
Just for example, if you think about the frivolous lawsuits that the mayor has litigated thus far, we've had like about 3, at least a minimum of 3. You had, the OK Freddy stuff and Mega Beverage stuff. You had the lawsuit that the mayor filed against the city council, which he lost both of those suits. It's a good reason to believe that the mayor has put the city at financial risk because of the failure to follow due process
And they just lost a suit that was it was something small, $25,000 or something like that, something to do with the police, or somebody filed something, and I don't know how long ago it was, but they just won. It was in the Journal News like last week. I don't remember. I have to go look that up. I don't know if Brenda is listening and she can find that article. It was somewhere in Low HUD. It was somebody got paid for, I don't know where they get paid, but they got awarded with a settlement for something in the last week. But I think it goes back to the Davis administration. But it's still, it's another award that just comes out. It's coming out this year.
Right, and we don't want to hold the mayor responsible for actions that took place in prior administrations, but Mayor Thomas has engaged in a pattern, in my judgment, of frivolous litigation.
Now, in his defense, he has often stated in press conferences that he inherited this horrible mess, and he's doing all he can to fix it.
What has he inherited?
This is what he's been saying in press
Well,
conferences. Oh, you have to ask the mayor.
That's what I'm saying. What has he inherited? I mean, he didn't inherit the plan to knock down a building of people that paid their taxes, did he? Was that inherited? I mean, that's what I'm trying to. He need to be clear on what he exactly, inherited, and he always forgets that for the 4 years that the mayor.
For the last term, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean he was in 4 terms, so the last.
Well,
one,
the
yeah.
last term.
Yeah.
I said 4 years.
Yeah.
So the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Richard Thomas was a councilman. So
Now, I have questioned him about that, and his official answer was, Richard Thomas, the mayor, has more access to information that he didn't have as Richard Thomas, the councilman, and that's why.
I don't understand, because he was just on the radio and he admitted he didn't read a lot of the bills that came across his thing.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
He said, I didn't know. I said, so why'd you vote for it? You didn't know. Well, that's how you do it. Who does
actually,
that?
I do remember that interview.
Who does that?
think
And that was my question to him. Well, who votes on things that they don't even read about? And if you don't have enough information on it, why do you vote yes? I asked him that, and he said, well, that's how we do in Mount Vernon. Why do people say that? I don't get it. It makes black people look horrible. Horrible. And a lot of times I hear people say that. Well, that's Mount Vernon. What? Is that your excuse? Is that your excuse that you do ignorant shit? Or as my man Preston says, do you graduate summa cum laude to just stupid? Come on, man.
Your man was funny though. Your man had me crying.
Come on. Who does that? Who votes on something that doesn't have the full information? And then you want to go up to another level of government, dude. You want to go to the Senate and vote on a goddamn war, and you don't have the information? Just bomb them. Come on, who does that? This is not people. This is not a game when you're dealing with government that deals with people's lives. It's consequences.
So we clarified that. So the residents have the right to be as so bold and to hold their elected officials' feet to the fire.
Yes,
And the charter.
Charter's clear on it.
It's clear on that.
Charter is clear.
Okay.
Resident taxpayers are trustees of the property of the city, and they can take independent actions to make sure that property is not damaged in any way. And this is exactly what's going to happen. I should point out that really the gist of the complaint that's set forth in the petition isn't so much with substantive policies that Mayor Thomas may or may not be proposing, but rather with the continued failure to adhere to the rule of law and the procedures that are set forth in the city council. Whether it's conflict of interest, appointing two people to serve in two commissionerships.
Now I do want to interrupt you there. So that was the talk of the week too. The supposed resignation of two long-term Mount Vernon Fire Department officials. One being the chief of operations, I think his name was Thomas Duffy, and the other that Lohud wrote the story Monday, I believe it was, or Tuesday, one of the days, that deputy, well, he's acting, his title is deputy commissioner, acting fire commissioner Ernest Richardson also handed his resignation in, to which it has been refuted that did not happen, and a statement went out later that I guess it was later rescinded. We didn't do a story because there was just so many varying details and moving parts. Everybody else covered it. So, but that was the big thing this week. So obviously, the commissioner, the deputy commissioner or acting commissioner is still there, but the chief of operations left. And when those two were supposed to have left, it was announced there was like 3 or 4 people so far who had left the Thomas administration. I mean, there was the controversial firing of the once heralded Robert Kelly. Then there was the immediate, unsuspecting resignation and retirement of Marion Vogel, the Mount Vernon water superintendent, and then that was right around the same time as Kelly. And then I believe 2 weeks ago, and I don't have the exact date, but it was a Thursday, was the last day of the HR commissioner, Poe. What's his name? Rick Poe. He resigned, and then the paper came out 2 weeks later that these two officials had died. I mean, had resigned, and that's a lot of people. Just like you say, you haven't really given them a chance. It hasn't been that long. That's a lot of people in a short period of time. And with the one exception of Marion Vogel, I believe that's her name, the water superintendent, who was worked in the last administration. All of these were his appointees that are not there no more. So it's just a question of, it's not even just the fight, the infighting and the civil war between the city council and the mayor. And then, we had a former water commissioner during this time who just got 15 months for embezzlement. For what? So it's just like, bottom line at this point, I mean, and this is my interpretation, and you can please correct me if you want, but my interpretation from glancing at this real quick, it's too much shit going on in the Mount Vernon government, and residents who have signed or who will be exercised are just pissed off and fed up. I mean, I know they are because we hear that all the time when you see it on Facebook, but I guess this would be a more proactive measure for those people to take.
You know,
am I correct in my assessment of all that? Was that the correct way of describing it?
Absolutely. It requires every officer of the city, both the mayor and the city council members, to do their job and enforce the law.
Now, who can sign and who can't sign?
You have to be a resident of the city of Mount Vernon.
Okay.
It'd be nice if, concerned homeowners.
What if you're not a registered voter?
Well,
no, seriously.
Is that
just be a resident?
Wait,
over the age of 18.
Let me ask a question. Is that honestly true? Because unless this case was dealing with federal money, the housing, the segregation lawsuit was brought by an organization that wasn't even in Westchester, and they sued the county for not abiding by the agreement with HUD. That organization is not even in Westchester, and they brought a lawsuit against Westchester County, unless that's dealing with federal money because everybody pays federal taxes. I mean, I could be wrong.
That might have to be looked into because I have no. I'm
Right.
quick to let you know. When I don't know, I don't know.
That whole lawsuit was brought by an organization that's not even in Westchester County. And that's the only reason I'm pissed off at that lawsuit, because you settled for something that, they're not doing to try to give up. And I think that money that they settled for should have been reinvested in the poor, in the distressed neighborhoods, instead of trying to build houses where white folks don't even want us. We already know Westchester is segregated. So why are you building homes where white folks don't want us, and just and you could take that money and actually invest it into the communities like Mount Vernon, Ossining, Peekskill, Port Chester, those places that they put the distressed people in, and help them and help them out. I really thought that was an ass backwards settlement, and it was brought by, and when I researched it, it's brought by a group that didn't even live in Westchester.
Well, I guess the difference is the name of this group is called the Mount Vernon Residents for the city charter. So maybe that's why it needs to be. I'm assuming.
Well,
like you just said, an organization that wasn't from, but the name of this organization is Mount Vernon Residents.
Right.
I mean, it's a petition.
Anybody can sign a petition.
The first stage in what may turn out to be a multi-stage process, trying to make sure that the rule of law is enforced in the city. And those petitions are addressed to the elected representatives in the municipality.
So say they get the signatures they need, they hand this in. Does that mean, because the people signed, that the mayor and the city council are now going to do what they're supposed to do or haven't been doing because their signatures signed?
It means no such thing, but certainly puts them on alert, number one, that their actions are being closely watched by members of the city, and that they are expecting the city council in particular to take a number of proactive steps to make sure that city government is functioning properly and with integrity.
I think that could be a damning move, possibly, to several of the candidates that are running for office next year. Had this, if this goes through that way, you know what I'm saying? That could be, I mean, by maybe, the way Mount Vernon is, you said there's Mount Vernon, it could die down by next year and nobody even talk about it no more too, so,
Listen, the city council is expressly forbidden from turning a blind eye to violations of the law on the part of any other officers of the city. It's very clear that Mayor Thomas has violated the charter of Mount Vernon by appointing non-residents to commissionerships. You cannot do that. The recent ruling by acting Supreme Court Nearing in his dispute with the city council made that clear. If the members of the city council do not enforce the residency provision of the charter, they're going to be guilty of complicity with the mayor, and they in turn will open themselves up to further action to possibly have them removed, have them found guilty of committing a crime in a court of law, and therefore have them removed.
Now you and I were privy to. I just want to make an announcement real quick before I forget. It's been up here for a while. I was inquiring about this earlier too. The 36th district of the New York State Senatorial Candidate Forum, hosted by the Mount Vernon NAACP branch, will be Wednesday, August 17th at 6 p.m. at the Dole Center.
What forum?
The candidates running for Senate. The Senate Candidate Forum.
Oh.
So I guess
White
all
Plains?
the Mount Vernon
I'm sorry.
NAACP. Yo, you know what? That's funny. No. And no disrespect. Wait. No. And no disrespect, because I met the lady who runs it, and I can't remember her name right now. But I had that conversation with her and some other people. Yo, I've gone to NAACP meetings in White Plains, Greenburgh, which Damon is one of the organizing committee or one of the members of. I've gone to activities in Peekskill, from the Peekskill NAACP. I know New Rochelle has an active NAACP. So I was sitting there and I was asking questions like, do we have an NAACP in Mount Vernon? And if we don't, what is the process of starting one? So I went through all the people that I could think of. Dwayne Brown, chamber president. Are you a member of Mount Vernon NAACP? Do we have an NAACP? I think he said yes. Are you a member? No. Richard Thomas, Councilman Richard Thomas. Do we have an NAACP? Yes, we do. Are you a member? No. And I went down the line, like, just, not to pick on them, but I went down the line. Then, just asking random people, what I'm saying, that, different businesses and stuff. Nobody I knew was a member of this organization. So I was like, first, I didn't know I didn't know there was a branch. And then we found out that they do meet at the Dole Center, and someone heard me talking about it, and they actually introduced me to the lady, and I can't remember, Maddie, I can't think of her name. It's short, old lady, older woman. Little. Wow, that's her name. Maddie Little, I think. I think that is her name, Maddie Little. And I met her, and I gave her my information, and I
Miss
talked
Maddie
to
Little.
Yeah, that's what somebody just told you.
Yeah, Brenda just.
Okay, thank you, Brenda. So I gave her my information because I wanted to be more. I talked about the no young people our age and down that I ran into.
That's a very expansive definition of young.
Yeah. So. Well, she's old enough to be my mom, so compared to her, I would be considered young, so nobody in my generation, and none of the millennials, let's go further on, are members of this organization, and very few people knew that we had an NAACP. So when you say the Mount Vernon NAACP, Saturday, August 3rd, 2014, People Before Politics aired its first show in this building. July 15th, July 16th, 2014, Black Westchester began. And that time, this is the first time I've ever uttered the words "hosted by the Mount Vernon NAACP."
Well,
Ever. But
there's a
but
first time for everything.
and that's why he was probably joking when he said, "Oh, you mean White Plains?" Because up to that point, if there was anything going on in Westchester, the only NAACP that we actually saw active and out and about and involved in stuff was the Greenberg White Plains chapter. You know what I'm saying? So I know that was a joke, but that's why. That's why. So
Right. I mean, well, for one, I think they need to be applauded for taking the initiative.
yes.
to hold a, debate forum for
Yes.
candidates for the senatorial seat.
Yeah, because nobody else in Mount Vernon has done it yet. I know the Fleetwood Citizen Society is still trying to set theirs up.
Right, and
Who were the only people who gave us the city council last year? If it wasn't for them, we would have never had a city council debate.
Right, 'cause I thought it was personally, although I did serve in Mayor Thomas's or then City Councilman Thomas's campaign.
Well,
I
Thomas
thought
for mayor campaign.
a major strategic error for community organizers on the south side of Mount Vernon not to also sponsor a councilmanic debate forum
Well,
to really highlight the issues that are important to Mount Vernon south side. And I don't think those are exactly the same.
well, they're not the same issue because the number one issue on the other north side was 42 Broad Street in the garage. So I mean,
Right.
and pilots. And, the average person on the south side may not be screaming about pilots. They got a lot of other things they're screaming about. They should be screaming about pilots, but they might not even know what a pilot is at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the fact that the NAACP is not better known has a lot to do with its unwillingness to really confront black elected officials head on.
I just want. I made all of this to say, when I actively wanted to become a member, or if we didn't have one, to find out how I had to start one. So I actively want to become a member of the Mount Vernon NAACP branch, and I want to find out and go to a couple of their meetings and find out what they're doing. And then we need to get some young people. We need to get some fresh blood. Not to say we need to get rid of the
ask
people.
them to support the petition.
That would be yes. If anybody listening is involved with the Mount Vernon NAACP, I would ask them to take a look at the petition that has been posted on Facebook. And this is actually for anybody who's in Mount Vernon, who's listening to the show live, who will watch it on Facebook Live at their leisure, or who will see it on Black Westchester after tonight. So
Go to the Facebook page, Mount Vernon Residents for the City Charter, and you can find a digital copy of the petition, and also
there's a short
one that you can sign online.
No, I didn't say
So-
you're short. I said there's a short.
Okay.
No.
I know I'm short. You didn't have to say that, brother. I'd have been like, tell me something I don't know.
So that's what it is, yo. I mean, there's this petition out there. I mean, we're not gonna just keep the. We ain't got that much time. We're not gonna talk.
Well,
about
let me. Can I say one thing? We want to turn this petition into the city council by its next legislative session, which is taking place Wednesday, August 10th. So please, everyone, if you are concerned,
you need to sign it this week.
sign it this week. If you do want to sign an old-fashioned paper copy, please send a message to the administrators of the page, and they will dispatch someone to bring you a paper copy so that you can sign the paper copy as well. We're looking for large numbers of participants. So, political courage starts at home, everyone. It's easy to be brave in the face of distant forces, but your real bravery shows when you stand up in your hometown, in your neighborhood, to the misdeeds of your own elected officials who you got to share space with. All right? So if you want the revolution is starting in Mount Vernon with your signature.
All right. And they say the revolution will not be televised, but I think we're going to video it, though. I think we'll catch it on video, though, right?
Absolutely.
Damon K. Jones, you were a little quiet there. I know you
Nah, man,
always have something to say.
I was just sitting here just watching the battle between Stephon Marbury and Michael Jordan. You know, and he got those new, those new light up sneakers now.
So I'm glad you brought that up because one of the questions that Black from the last show had for both of us, but you weren't in yet, was what did we think about the whole Michael Jordan situation? And it's funny because we were just talking about that in the car.
I think nothing about it.
Okay, there we go.
So the Negro want to speak after 40 years, right? Man, please. How many kids has been being killed, you know, for wearing Jordans and he haven't said anything? So now he want to speak up after 40 years? You got to be kidding me. After 100 and 200, 300, 400 kids been robbed of Jordans? You got to be kidding me, man. So what?
Well, and he said something along the lines, and I don't know if it's true. Let me make that clear because everything on Facebook is not true. And I haven't had a chance to check and confirm it. But there was some post that he wasn't going to sell any more to sneakers until there was unity or something. Well,
they won't be sold no more. It's over.
But let's just say that a rumor was. Let's say that rumor is true. We did an article. Yeah, we did an article last year. Earlier this year, Michael Jordan made more selling sneakers last year than his combined salary in his NBA career. So he's not. If he's not going to sell any more Jordans, he's not exactly hurting. He doesn't have to sell another Jordan for the rest of his life. So I don't know who that's supposed to hurt.
He's a bum. Oh. He's still a bum. I don't care, man. It's still sad that we, you know.
Oh, here you go. Michael reportedly made more sneakers last year sales than his 15-year career. 12 years after playing the career, dominated his entire career to become the highest paid. 34 billion of the 34 billion. How much did he make? Air Jordans raked in a staggering $100 million last year. According, topping the $94 million that he earned in his entire career with the Chicago Bulls and the Washington Wizards from 84 to 2003. So he made more in last year. He made another, what is that? Another $6 million last year by itself selling sneakers than he did in his entire 15-year NBA career. So I say that to say, if that rumor was true and he wasn't going to sell no more sneakers, it's not like it's going to hurt him.
Bum.
Like, I'm just saying. That was the point I was making.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only point.
Bum.
But yeah, but it seems to be a topic, and I don't know what's going on because people were asking me what I thought about the Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate, and I didn't know there was a debate. So I'm definitely lost on that one. So someone's going to have to fill me in on that.
Bum.
I think Jordan supposedly had said something derogatory about LeBron James. I need somebody to send me that video or that article so I can read it because I can't speak to it. So,
I mean, look, you want me to tell what to me the best measure of the political consciousness of super rich individuals like Michael Jordan is for them to put some money behind it.
Yeah, now I didn't want to ask you that because, when I said...
Because I don't give a damn. I mean, I don't need anyone to speak out.
Right.
Communities need their own people to speak out.
Now, I said this when I said it was good to see the NBA players speaking up. And he was like, yo, we need to put them some money up. So then Jordan gave up $2 million. Everybody said, damn, that's all he going to give?
No, I think, my problem with the money that Jordan put up is that my understanding is he gave $1 million to Black Lives Matter.
And $1 million to the police.
And you want me to tell it as if they are, there's moral equivalence in the struggles that both are waging. And while I think it's an absolute shame and a travesty that police officers are being randomly targeted by people who have understandably grown frustrated with the movement, I don't think that the police unions in the United States find themselves underrepresented, and that the elected officials are not responsive to them. It just stretches the bounds of credulity to say some shit like
Pat
that.
Lynch in New York, he loved the sound of his voice. So in chance he never
they
met
don't
a
even
microphone that he
police
didn't like.
unions are amongst one of the most powerful interest groups that
Well,
exercise
he's
power.
the police union. He's the police union
No.
president for the largest gang in the world.
Police unions. It's only one police union that is the most powerful interest group.
Pat Lynch.
No,
Oh.
not even Pat Lynch. It's the FOP,
Now, what does that stand for? You've used
Federation of Police.
Okay, because you've used that
The,
term a few
the
times.
FOP is in every state.
Okay.
It's in all 50 states.
Okay.
Many police officers belong to the FOP.
Okay.
But the thing about the FOP is that in some states they are the police unions, and in other states they're just a fraternal organization.
Okay.
So I mean they have lodges. That's how big these cats is, and they driving more money than just than a Pat Lynch. Yeah, you understand? Even though Pat Lynch has money, but they driving more money, and Pat Lynch is probably a FOP member because most white law enforcement are FOP, and a lot of times when black officers live down south, they're members. They have no choice to be a member of the FOP. It is what it is because they're the collective bargaining agreement. But they do have a lot of power. FOP was the one that made Barack Obama punk up, and after he called that cop up in Massachusetts dumb, when he arrested his man Bill Gates. The FOP was the one put the pressure on him to have that beer summit. When he should have stuck to his guns because the man lied on his report. But it is what it is, man.
So I stand corrected, thanks to Brenda L. Crump.
Mhm.
This is not the first major forum or whatever that the Mount Vernon NAACP, in May they actually put together the school board trustee forum on May 11th.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Yes.
Set the record straight,
So
girl.
so this is their second one since I've been here in May 2014. So and they're 2 months apart this year. So
They're becoming more active. That's a
yeah,
good sign.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I want to be a member.
Yeah, but my point, D, was that in Michael Jordan making a matching contribution to the Police Chiefs Union, whatever it was, I don't remember exactly. It was really a way of him trying to
Split the baby in half.
yeah, exactly. And
See, but, let me tell you something. In the reality,
mhm.
When we say politics local, in reality, your local police union has no power.
Mhm.
Why? Because nobody live in it. They can't vote. They don't live in the city. So what power do they have? Let's take Mount Vernon for instance, right? You only maybe got 10, 15 cops that actually live in the city.
One of them just left and moved to Peekskill.
Right. So right. So look at the numbers. If you want to get endorsed by the police department, what's the point?
Well,
It's just good optics.
it's good looks. It looks good.
It just look good, but it's
a
not
great
good,
press conference.
but it ain't getting you no votes.
But no, I mean, you know
See-
what?
see, even the police
Some
are-
people will say, "Oh, I'm going to vote for him because the police are going to vote for him," and that
Well, that
I
doesn't.
mean, as furiously
listen,
as
in the
as-
black community, that doesn't necessarily work. It's good. It's good. It's just good optics for people outside. But the reality is, if police don't live in the community, which they don't live in the community, so what? That means that they can't vote. So what's the point? At the end of the day, what's the point? If law enforcement, see, they don't understand. If they really want to have power, they will push for police to live in the community. Why? Because then your influence is greater. Because you have a block of vote of if you double it, if they're married, if you got 300 officers, you have a 600. You have a possible 600 voting block, and then the influence from that. So you're looking at let's just say you add another 400 to that, so you got 1,200 in Mount Vernon. If you can influence 1,200 people to vote one way, you're always going to win. See, they don't understand that. But on a national level, police unions have a appearance to have it because then you're looking at a whole different demographic. But on a local level, most police officers, I mean, if you're talking about White Plains, Yonkers, they don't live in their community. You know, so you have to question, you have to really look at the elected official that uses that endorsement as some type of badge to move forward. Why do you get it? Because they don't live in the community. So how do they have so much power if they can't even vote? And they're not even taxpayers.
Well, yeah.
But they get a check from your tax money.
Absolutely. Yo, one last thing I did want to mention while we were talking about that petition. So the city council president did send a letter over to the mayor's office. I forgot what last week or I forgot what it was, and it gives them till Friday, I believe, which would be the 5th, for Mayor Thomas to officially remove these individuals who there's 11 names they have on the list of commissioners who do not live in Mount Vernon.
So,
and for the mayor to take the action to do this by the 5th, or they will proceed with whatever. Marcus Griffin then was on the news saying that if he does not, they're going to take them back to court. I need to talk to Mr. Griffin because
he doesn't have to go back to court.
They don't have to go back to court. And in my research, if y'all got a court hearing that said it was ambiguous, and basically there's no need for a ruling for what the charter already states as law, and it blocked him from blocking you from taking such actions, which is what he did. So now that you've given him the chance, from my research, the next thing for you to do, if he does not follow this, and I would like him to call me and correct me if I'm wrong, because this is what my research shows, the next move is for the council to push some kind of pass some kind of legislation deeming these positions vacant immediately as of that date. Once that is done, that piece of paper can be given to the controller, and from that date, all checks stop. And I think that and now if there's going to be any more court cases, it's up to them to all sue the city, in a case. And I don't know how you're going to fight a residency requirement was in the law, and you don't live in this thing. So, but that would be the step. So, for the council to go back to court is not necessary and is a further waste of taxpayers. I don't know who the legal firm is handling that, Silver or something or whatever. But I don't there's no need. You don't and for a company, then you got to think about it. For a law firm telling you, you got to go back to court, and people telling you don't, but they telling you got to go back. You might have to check the interests of the law firm because they're getting paid when you go back to court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's in their interest for you to go back to court.
But you don't have to go back to court.
No, I'm saying if the lawyer's telling them that they have to go back to court. And what I'm saying is it's in the interest of the lawyer to tell you that because he gets another check. You know what I'm saying?
City council need to tell the lawyer that we'll go to court as long as if we lose, you will not get paid.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the last ruling by the Supreme Court made it very clear that the city council was within the scope of its powers when it took certain steps to withhold paychecks several months ago. And so it's a non-issue. The court essentially ruled that we're not going to do your job for you, city council. You have to exercise your legal authority under the city charter to remove the officers. And in this case, that means, as you said, issuing a finding that they're not residents, deeming the positions therefore vacant as required under the city charter, and instructing the comptroller and the board of estimates to do everything necessary to withhold the paycheck of anyone who's in non-compliance. And that's it. And I said, this is just a way for the city council to avoid taking a forceful stance in the face of the mayor's illegal actions. They want it both ways. You're going to have to stand up.
Lastly, I say, and this is the last word. So, my question to you, and this is a really optimistic of the Mount Vernon residents for the charter. Do you think that you're going to get residents to actually sign this? They say people in Mount Vernon don't care, or they just don't know, or they say some of their elected officials say worse things about them that I won't repeat. But do you think that you're going to get enough signatures that matter? That they will get this organization or whoever this group is, the Mount Vernon residents for the city charter, are they going to get are the residents going to sign that? Are they going to put their name on it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to go forth and fight?
Well, residents already have. I think my rough estimate is that we have, I don't know, at least 100 or so signatures. Look,
I saw 14 online.
And I've know that I've seen petition sheets already collected with 30, 40, 50 more signatures. I think you're going to get a couple of hundred residents to go on publicly notify the council that they need to take a stance. And moreover, for the subsequent actions that are being contemplated, specifically the Article 78, you don't need any more than a single taxpayer in order to proceed with Article 78. That's an optimistic. I don't think you do, but I'm not a lawyer.
Okay, so lastly,
but I want to it's not like when you are petitioning to get on the ballot for the election, there is no minimum number. Any number is one too many for a petition of this kind.
About to ask you the last question, and unofficial news, I believe that Nichelle Johnson made the ballot. So I think she had 3,600 signatures, and maybe 400 of them were challenged. This is unofficial numbers, and she should have more than enough. And I don't think she was challenged, so I think she should have more than enough. We should hear an announcement soon that she's on the ballot. So,
congrats to
lastly,
Judge Johnson.
Yeah. So you're asking they're asking people to sign. So after people sign, I mean, I think what's missing in there, not only sign, they should come to the city council meeting on the 10th and
definitely
express their, not just like express themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think that would be a powerful move if you had people on record as well coming through, like, we're not taking this no more. We're going to take you to court now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and I'd like to.
I don't know. I'd like to see if that could happen. I mean, if it happens, that would be a big. Like I said, this is groundbreaking to me because I've never seen or heard anything like this before, where residents are actually taking their government, their local government. I mean, there's always been agitators or people that held their feet to the fire, but individuals or organizations, but like the city itself, in a black city. Now, I would expect this in a more affluent city if something wasn't right. I could see that actually happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Chappaqua, you know what I'm saying? But even Scarsdale or something. But if that happens in Mount Vernon, I think that's history. I don't know if that ever happened before. But with that said, any last words, Bob?
No last words for me.
Okay. Any last words, Damon? I was about to do a drum roll. I thought you were about to make an announcement.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we forgot to talk about, man?
What's
the
that?
deputy commissioner of Mount Vernon Police Department was caught on Facebook making threats to a senior citizen.
Oh yeah, deputy commissioner who?
Joseph Spezia.
Oh, that's consistent.
Who's the senior citizen?
Miss Branch.
Oh really? What did he say
wow.
exactly?
Oh, well, she was.
Did he threaten to do bodily harm to her?
No,
He threatened?
He was talking about her
Councilman
son
Wallace?
being arrested, and I thought
Ooh.
that was very inappropriate.
Oh, it is. That's a
It was.
violation of the rules of ethics of the
Yeah,
Mount Vernon
yeah.
City Charter.
Yeah, for a deputy commissioner to be up there. Maybe he forgot to use his fake Facebook name.
Yeah, I know. I was
posted
just
it on my
reading
page.
over.
Oh, I was looking at her page to see if I saw
Here
it.
you go. Prohibited activities and transactions. No city officer shall Number 2, disclose confidential information acquired by him in the course of his official duties to unauthorized persons or use such information to further his personal interests.
Yeah, well, he's been doing it.
Right.
He's been doing it. I mean, I really think, with everything that we're talking about, with the taxpayers and the city charter, I really believe, we need Pete Barrera, man. That's it, man. We just need Pete Barrera to come in and check everything out.
Right. I mean,
good data and different. He needs to come in because too much shit is just going on in City Hall, in this police department, and we just need Pete Barrera, And if you're, and you know what? And if you're a city employee, you're a good cop. Don't take it personal. It's not about you. If you're doing your job, then don't worry about it. But it's so much going on, man, and it's an embarrassment. And it's an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment to the city of Mount Vernon and the people of Mount Vernon. And if you're upset for someone to come in and clean this shit out, then you should leave too. I keep it 100. Then you should leave too, because you ain't no different. Then your character is just as crazy as these fools on Facebook talking derogatory to a senior citizen, man. Really? Really?
Yeah, I have to look at that because I haven't seen it. So
it's on my page. You ain't got to go nowhere. It's been posted on my page since a couple of days.
Oh, a couple of days.
Because it's a shame. It's a shame, and people need to do something better with themselves and their fucking life.
Yo, what's all the course about Matt Damon? I've been seeing that all over the place.
Well, he got the new movie coming out.
Okay, so
some,
this is promotion?
Yeah, it's Matt Damon time.
Well, what's his name's out now, right?
What?
One thing I do want to say.
He's coming back. He lost his memory.
Yeah, but he got another movie out right called The Wall, which Chinese people are pissed off because they said, how the hell this white guy is going to save China? And I agree. Okay. But
I have to look later because the only thing I saw was the Duffy thing. But I'll look at it off air. And
it's called The Wall. He got another movie.
I'm talking about the third thing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, you said Matt Damon. He has another movie coming out called The Wall, supposed to be this big epic about some battle at the Great Wall of China, and Chinese actors are pissed right now.
Oh well.
But that's that's a whole nother story, and that's how they tell our history. They tell them with them.
I mean, well, they had what's his name? Carradine play Bruce Lee.
Yeah, so ain't nothing new.
Bruce Lee came up with that movie. What was it called? The series.
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu. That was Bruce Lee's idea. He pitched. They told him they wasn't going to do it, and then he was on TV seeing David Carradine doing it. He wrote that. That was his thing, yo.
Tom Cruise was the last samurai.
Yeah, right. It's Last Samurai white guy. Okay.
So, with that said, with that said, we thank everybody for tuning in. This has been Black Westchester Presents People Before Politics. We are on every Sunday, 6 to 8, on InTheMixRadio.com. And you could be doing anything else right now, but you decided to ride out with us, so we greatly appreciate it. Until next week. We have some guests coming up soon. We're going to confirm them. We got some names coming up. We're going to confirm them, but I'm not going to talk about that yet. So until next week, peace.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner, because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run, or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news, and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl.